Evening, everyone. It's Trisha here from Everything Energetic, Animal Communication and more. And this is day 3 of my week of animal communication Facebook Lives, where I'm doing a different topic every night this week. So do pop your requests in the comments if you have a topic that you would like me to talk about this week. Make sure I don't run out of steam before my 7 days are up. Tonight, what I'm going to talk about is the different energy of different species that I've experienced when I'm doing animal communication sessions. Hi, Siobhan and Nadine, is that you? Thank you for joining me. So, the majority of animal communication sessions that I do still are horses, probably I would say. And that's largely because horses are my life, and my previous job was as a riding instructor, is the short answer. And so when I started doing animal communication full time, I had a big client base already of horse owners. So still, horses are my kind of bread and butter, if you like. But 2 years in to doing this full time, I also do a lot of dogs and cats. And then I've done guinea pigs. I have one particular client who has several guinea pigs that she gets me to check and rebalance regularly, and they are so cute. And this is, I have never met most of these animals in person. I wish I could, especially the guinea pigs. I've also done goats, sheep, a few flocks of sheep, believe it or not, checking them for parasites and deficiencies. The odd cow. And then occasionally in a couple of closed Facebook groups that I'm in, I'll ask people for volunteer animals for me to work on to see if I pick up anything different or if they feel different. And so recently I've done a few fish, I've done quite a few birds and chickens, and recently I did a lizard and a snake. So here's the thing, what I realized is basically the mammals, the four-legged mammals, so that's horses, dogs, cats, cows, sheep, deer. I did a deer, I did a raccoon. They all have a very similar energetic feel about them, very familiar to me, and I get very similar information from all of them. Birds feel a little bit different, and the fish felt different, and the reptiles felt different. The reptiles to me felt very self-sufficient, is how I would describe it. Very comfortable in their own skin, if you like. No real need for me or my questions or any help from me. They were in good shape and doing just fine, thank you very much. Okay with me checking in on them, but there was nothing they needed from me. Where the mammals, they are, generally speaking, the energetic feel is very loving, and I want to say grateful almost. They are welcoming and pleased to see me generally, and just so grateful that someone is listening to them and taking their opinion into account. Birds are a little different again. The birds, I'll come back to birds. There's something different about birds. And I also did fish. The fish, excuse me if you're a fish owner, the fish felt, it's like the whole goldfish thing. They did feel a little vacuous to me. Like, what? What? Who are you? Who are you again? But my favorite was the snake. Oh my goodness. The energy of the snake was amazing. It was like, when I connected with the snake, it was like I had gone into the deepest meditation. And if you've ever meditated where you go into that zone, where you just feel nothing and everything, that's what the snake felt like. It was amazing. And very, as I said about the lizard too, very just okay in its own skin and very happy. Really cool feeling connecting with the snake. So my question is, are horses significantly different? I don't know how many horse people we've got watching. I know there's one, two, at least 3 of you watching that are horse people. Do you think horses are significantly different from other animals? Would they feel different? Would you get different information from a horse than you would from a dog or a cat? If you get any comments or insights, anything you want to say about that, do let me know in the comments, because I think this is really interesting. So my experience is that, well, what I'm wondering is, I'd like to know people's opinions. Are horses the most spiritual animal? Bearing in mind I haven't spoken to, say, dolphins or whales, anything like that. Maybe they would feel different again. But with horses, the information I get from horses is way different than what I get from any other animal. With horses, and it may just be because horses are my background and my life, that's possible, but with horses I get much deeper information, like about their likes and dislikes, about their past lives, about their energy, their physical wellness and health, and their number of incarnations, their spiritual maturity, those sorts of things. There's some information I get from horses that I don't get from any other animal. So does that mean they're the most spiritual animal, or does that just mean that I'm more closely connected with them? I'm not sure. I'd be interested in your take on that. Nadine says, I think a horse feels similar to a dog, but horses have so much information. Yeah, and I also wonder whether it's because we expect so much more of horses. And what I mean by that is, if you compare a horse and a dog, you know, a dog as in a household pet. With horses, generalizing a little bit, but with horses we expect more of them. They're bigger, they can do us more damage if they wanted to, therefore we instill more training, more boundaries, things like that on them. we contain them more than we would a dog. We strap equipment on them and we ride them, or we drive them, or whatever. So is it to do with size? Is it because they are, more than most dogs, a working animal? Is there a difference in the spiritual energy or the energetic feel of a working animal versus a non-working animal, just a domesticated pet, for instance? These are some of my musings. Welcome to my world. So, as some of you will know by now, I'm endlessly curious. I have these questions going through my mind the whole time. And when I'm doing animal communication sessions, I quite often ask these questions. And I do like my spreadsheets, so I keep track of information like that and try and build up a picture of, you know, what the statistics show. So if you have any comments or insights yourself, or questions about the spiritual energy of different species, of horses, of working animals, and whether you think horses are the most spiritual animal, I'd love to know your take on it. So that's me for tonight, unless there's any questions. I haven't seen any questions coming up. And I will be back tomorrow night with another topic. Thanks very much for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow.